Awesome. And as you heard, this meeting is being recorded for folks who couldn't make it this morning. So if you would not like your video recorded for all of eternity, please, you can turn off your video. We won't be offended, but we'd also love to see your beautiful faces this morning. And also wanted to let y'all know that we'll have time for question and answer at the end of the presentation. So please, if you will, please stay on mute during the presentation if you're not one of our lovely presenters, and that we can get your questions or comments at the end. Also wanted to let you know that we have captioning available at the bottom of your screen if you'd like to see captions and follow along. Also, if you have any Zoom or issues or difficulties, please feel free to message our Director of Organizing at EBHO, Dolores Tejada, who is staffing the Zoom room right now. And yeah, I think without further ado, we can. Well, actually, before we get started with the presentation, I just wanted to introduce our incredible presenters for today. Really excited that our resident leaders will be presenting today. And so that's William Goodwin, Kathy Eberhard, Irma Bodden, Richard Gallo, and Miss Cecilia Cunningham. They'll also be taking some time to introduce themselves later on in the presentation, which we can get into, and I'll talk about the agenda, and hopefully I can shut up for the next like 45 minutes. Yeah. So the agenda for today is William is going to give us an introduction to Residents United Network, and then Kathy is going to talk about what we did and run this year, and then Ms. Irma is going to tell us our priorities for next year for 2025, and then Richard is going to tell us how we plan to build our base so we can get these priorities done, and then Miss Cecilia is going to come and bring us home with a call to action at the end. Yeah, that's our presentation, or that's the agenda for today, rather. And without further ado, I want to hand it over to William Goodwin. Mr. William, take it away.
Thank you, Damien. Yeah, and as Damien said, I'm going to give a brief Run origin story. And so, as many of you may know, Run Residents United Network was founded in 2014 in response to the serious cuts to the affordable housing development done by Governor Jerry Brown's administration in 2013. Housing California and the Center for Community Change organized listening sessions to engage residents on what they thought about the issues and, more importantly, if they wanted to take action. RUN is an organization that works to organize affordable housing residents, document the issues in our communities, and then testify for change. Looking back over RUN's 10-year history, we fought and won a lot. Two examples of that is in 2018, we fought for the prohibition of source of income discrimination by passing AB 2219, which makes sure people who get benefits or supports can't be discriminated against when applying for housing. Reforms to get people more time when facing evictions was also a part of AB 2343. And this year, in 2024, we have done even more. But I just wanted to just briefly say that, this is about the time that I joined Run, about in 2018, 2019. And it was an exhilarating experience because it was at Lobby Day, and I was able to meet many community leaders. It was my first Lobby Day experience, and after that, all I can remember is I just wanted to keep coming back. I just keep wanting to get with those people because they knew how to organize, they knew how to lobby, they knew how to advocate. And as a matter of fact, many of the organizations that I partner with now was through Run, but such as nonprofit housing organization of California, uh, Housing Now, Community Change. And I've improved my advocacy skills as a part of this organization. And so I just wanted to briefly say that. before I pass it off to Kathy Eberhard, who will share the work that we have done in 2024. Kathy, please take it away. Kathy, I think you're up.
Thank you, William. I'm sorry, I had a little technical difficulty with unmuting my computer. But yes, my name is Kathy Eberhard, and I'm a member of RUN. I'm also a board member of Housing California, which RUN is run by Housing California. I'm also a board member of East Bay Housing Organization, EBHO. I'm also part of RCOP program, which is part of EBO also. Every year, RUN members attend Lobby Day in Sacramento to advocate for producing, protecting, and preserving affordable housing. It I love Lobby Day. Lobby Day is one of the greatest events that I look forward to every year. To be able to have the opportunity to go and talk to the legislators about getting the bills passed that we need to secure affordable housing and the production of it also. So I just love going to Lobby Day. I look forward to it every year. In this year's Lobby Day, we advocated for AB 653, AB 1657, Run AB 2396, and AB 1932, as well as advocating for general funding for affordable housing in the budget. AB 63, which was authored by Reyes, was the housing voucher utilization passed. It also passed this year thanks to the work of RUN advocates and allies. RUN is very important. We get things done, and you can be a part of it too. AB 63 provides resources for housing authorities to implement strategies that help federal voucher holders access housing. It also makes sure housing authorities follow best practices to help more people use their vouchers. AB 653 will prevent Californians from falling into homelessness, increase oversight and accountability, and invest in proven solutions to help more Californians find a healthy, affordable home. We have told many stories to our legislators about the need for the streamlining of AB 63, and our RUN leaders were part of bringing it home to get that bill passed. So RUN is a wonderful thing. We all need to get involved and make things happen. We also advocated for AB 2396 by Reyes, the online applications portal on Lobby Day 1, also provided for personally, but I also advocated for it personally by sharing my story with the California State Assembly as shown on this slide. AB 2396 will create a state grant program that will fund local or regional agencies to create online portals where residents can find and apply for affordable housing. The standards for platforms will be based on the success of existing portals in San Francisco and the Bay Area and ensure that residents in other parts of the state have access to these portals also. AB 23 was referred to the Appropriations Committee as we are asking for $5 million to run a pilot program for this online platform. So see, in fact, at that hearing that I was able to tell my story, it was unanimously approved by the committee. It just got a little hiccup because everybody's talking about they're in a deficit, a budget deficit, and things like that. So it didn't pass when it got to the appropriations uh, uh, committee. But our stories are so important that we tell them our life experiences and what is needed. And I was really happy with that. Like I said, it was a unanimous vote from that committee. It just got held up because of monies and everybody's in the budget process. Okay, we also advocated for AB 1932 by Ward, which would get rid of the second home mortgage interest deduction. We also advocated for AB 1657 by Wicks, a statewide affordable housing bond, but it did not pass. Proposition 5 advocacy. This year we advocated for Proposition 5, which would lower the voter threshold to pass bonds to pay for affordable housing to 55%. In 2024, Brand HCA Lenders Panel, lastly one participated in the Housing California Conference, and our very own William Goodwin was a panelist on Housing California Run Leaders Panel. We did get a lot. We did a lot and even more this year. But now I want to turn it over to Irma Bowden to talk about our priorities for next year. But just see what Run can do. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kathy, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. As we focus on the last year of 2024 and going into 2025, my name is Irma Bowden, as Kathy stated. I'm a resident empowerment program team leader with Hope Solutions. As also, I'm a RUN member. I'm also affiliated with EBHO. Through RUN, 6 years counting, helped the rep leaders prosper. If it wasn't for RUN and all of their connections, I think we'd still be trying to get it together. And I'm sure William Goodwin could agree with me. Now, as we focus on the new year coming in, 2025, we will continue to fight for affordable housing. Our main 5 priorities are affordable housing funding in the state budget, narrative campaign for unhoused communities, rapid response to incoming presidential administration, SB 329 implementation, research campaign on tenant rights. First and foremost, we have to work on the budget fight to maintain affordable housing funding in a deficit year is RUN's highest priority. With a state budget deficit and an expectation of decreased housing funding from the federal government, we will need to fight to ensure affordable housing is properly funded by our state government. Our second priority for next year is to focus on a narrative campaign to change the conversation around unhoused people. Even before the grants pass Supreme Court case, which allows cities to clear encampments without providing adequate shelter, there has been an increase in anti-homeless rhetoric and violence, which continues to this day. We will begin this campaign next year and expect it to continue long-term. Thirdly, rapid response to the incoming presidential administration. California was called out specifically as a state that could see federal funding cut by the incoming presidential administration. Our response to the incoming presidential administration, we will have to be rapid as communities protected by laws and norms during previous administrations could become targeted overnight. It will be up to us to work with a variety of different organizations to ensure California doesn't fall into fear, mongering, and the doom loop narratives that we see happen in difficult times before. In 2025, Run will make it a priority to ensure the California legislators adequately funds affordable housing production, protection, and preservation, and fills any gaps left by the federal government. SB 329 implementation, housing voucher discrimination, and tenant protections. Our next priority for 2025 is to ensure that SB 329 is properly implemented so that people who pay their rent with a Section 8 voucher do not face discrimination by landlords. In California, it is currently illegal to not rent a unit to someone based solely on their source of income, such as Section 8 voucher. I can attest because I'm a Section 8 voucher holder. SB 329 strengthens that law, and it will be up to us to make sure it is implemented. 5, lastly, Run will start a research campaign in February to join tenant rights organizations to identify bills coming up in Sacramento that will help protect people and tenants statewide. We have a lot of priorities for 2025, and we will need to build our base in order to see our goals achieved. Now I turn it over to Richard Gallo, who will let us know how we plan to expand the Bay Area Run base in 2025. Take it, Richard.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Richard Gallo. I'm in Santa Cruz, California. I am part of the Bay Area Resident United Network region. I'm glad to have Damon as our community organizer. He's very supportive to all of us and on top of things, getting us organized, mobilized, and advocacy, especially at the state level in Sacramento. I believe this is my 4th or 5th year, but I'm not sure. I have to check with Housing California. One of the unique things that I enjoy about Run as a member is our Run members are truly compassionate about affordable housing for everyone. The importance of expanding, supporting affordable housing in our communities throughout the state of California, especially with Section 8 voucher holders, justice involved individuals, the unhoused community, and that's why it's so important to educate our local city, county, and state elected officials on the importance of affordable housing. Now, during this year's Run Summit, Bay Area Run, we set a goal to increase core Run members from 10 active resident leaders to 30 resident leaders. Of those 20 new members, we are looking to add more seniors, but also young families living in affordable housing, as well as college age and young adults who want to advocate for affordable housing. And when we refer to young adults, that includes foster care, those that are aging out of our foster care system, because we have a high number of brown BIPOC community members that are in foster care that need adequate support of housing so that they don't face homelessness, because they do. In order to achieve this, the ambitious goals, we will be doing the following: monthly outreach to affordable housing sites, the general public, such as outreach we did at the Oakland Farmers Market in October, talking with our neighbors about Resident United Network who live in affordable housing and inviting them to run events and meetings, talking with churches and church members about Run, as we encounter former run members who dropped off during the pandemic to speak with them about them rejoining Run, because we need to build our coalition. Our numbers matter, our voices matter. We need to help that we can get to achieve our goals in 2025. And Mr. Cecilia will let us know how you all can run with Run in 2025. So remember, everyone, advocacy, advocacy, advocacy. I'm going to pass it on to Mrs. Cecilia.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mrs. Cecilia Cunningham. I am a member of the Residents United Network, also a member of EPO and RCOP and many other organizations. Now, who will join us to make this all happen? You have heard from everyone thus far, and they have made their needs applicable to everyone listening. If you want to fight for affordable housing, then we all are going to need to get together on one accord and fight. I mean, one accord and fight. You don't even need to live in affordable housing to be a Run member. I don't, but yet I still believe in fighting for affordable housing for all people. Fighting for affordable housing for all people. If you want to help us fight for safe, dignified, affordable housing, come off of mute right now and tell us, I want to run with Run in 2025.
I want to run with Run in 25. I'm ready.
I want to run too in 2025 and beyond.
I want to run for Run in 2025.
Let's go, everybody.
I
Yeah.
want to run for Run in 2025.
I want to run for Run in 2025.
If you want to join the statewide fight for affordable housing, email or connect with Damon Scott. His email is damon@epo.org. Because when we fight, we're going to win. Because when we fight, we win. Thank you. Now, let me turn it back to Damon to close us out. Thank you.
Let's all run.
Run, run, run.
Run, run.
Amen. Ooh, I felt the spirit there, Miss Cecilia. Thank you so much.
Thank
Organ
you.
Playing. I want to run. I was already going to, but now I'm definitely going to run. Thank you, Miss Cecilia. Thank you to all the rest of our
Amen.
presenters who gave that amazing presentation.
Beautiful.
Like Miss Cecilia said, and I shared in the chat, if you want to become a part of Run, if this is your first meeting and you want to attend some more Run meetings, please feel free to email me and reach out. We definitely get you connected. We actually have our final Run meeting this Wednesday, December the 18th at 1 p.m. Please join us if you'd like to hear from other regions about how they run with Run. And I just want to give another round of applause, to our presenters, William Goodwin, Kathy Eberhardt, Irma Botten, Richard Gallo, and Miss Cecilia Cunningham. Y'all did amazing. And also special shout out to Davina Siriudum, who's on the ones and twos controlling the presentation. And also shout out to Dolores Tejada for handling the Zoom room. Thank you so much.
Yes.
That's really our presentation. We went through it pretty fast. I think we can stop the recording now because if folks have any questions, we'd love to answer them.